NFL draft expert, Shane Hallam shows off his knowledge. Writing mock drafts, prospects from the best college. Breaking down tape, he might develop a man crush. Tearing up guys, taking questions in a rush. Comparisons, learning lessons, Shane saves the day, hoy vey. Hulk or banner, doesn't matter. Listen, cause here's who can play.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be bringing you my NFL mock draft, my newest one. It's going to be my second to last one right before my final 7-rounder before the actual NFL draft. A couple things before we start. If you want to watch this video without having to be interrupted, having to go to multiple videos, check out nfldraft.blip.tv. I'll put up that link. That is the best way to see my videos. You can take a look at all of them. Also, a couple other ways to find me. For those of you that don't know, I do a podcast every Saturday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Blog Talk Radio / the P1414.
Number 1.
Sam Bradford, quarterback out of Oklahoma. Even if Rams GM Dunleavy is one of the amazingly talented defensive tackles rated above Sam Bradford, it may be tough for him to pass on a quarterback with his profile. A Heisman Trophy winner with exceptional accuracy and a cerebral football mind, Bradford has the tools to be a successful NFL starter. Though there are questions about his ability to take hits and how he'll hold up under pressure, he has the most upside of the quarterbacks at his talent level and likely will go number 1 overall in the NFL draft.
Number 2.
Ndamukong Suh, defensive tackle out of Nebraska. Even after trading for defensive tackle Corey Williams, the Lions could still use some big upgrades along their defensive front. Grady Jackson is gone, and last year's pick in the 4th round out of Stillman, Samuel Lee Hill is still developing. Being able to draft a player like Ndamukong Suh with his skill and resume at number 2 has to have Lions fans excited. Suh could aid the Lions in both passing defense and with a solid pass rush ability, as well as giving them a bigger presence against the run. If they'd like to upgrade left tackle, Suh should be the pick.
Number 3.
Gerald McCoy, defensive tackle out of Oklahoma. The Buccaneers have had their eye on McCoy for a while, including sending GM Mark Dominic to the Sooners bowl game against Stanford to watch him. If he does indeed fall to number 3, the Bucs would jump at the opportunity instantly to upgrade their defense with another Warren Sapp type of player. Though McCoy doesn't have the press clippings of Suh, he is just as good a player. McCoy has some of the best pass rush skills of a defensive tackle to come out in the draft for a long time, something he showed off at every single game at Oklahoma.
Number 4.
Jimmy Clausen, quarterback out of Notre Dame. With Mike Shanahan coming on board, he may want to make a big splash by taking a quarterback of the future to groom. If Bradford goes number 1, Shanahan will have to choose whether to take Clausen or pass up on a quarterback until the mid-rounds. Clausen has a similar fiery attitude of Shanahan's last first-round quarterback selection, Jay Cutler. Clausen has all the tools to be a solid NFL quarterback, though he doesn't jump out as a downright special player. Solid arm strength, accuracy, and big game experience shine on the resume, but he just doesn't have top 5 talent.
Number 5.
Eric Berry, safety out of Tennessee. The Chiefs lack a playmaker on defense, and Eric Berry would give them just that. He has the size, speed, coverage ability, and hitting ability to look for in a safety prospect. He plays recklessly, and offenses will always have to know where he is on the field. Safety is a position in need for Kansas City after subpar play by Mike Brown and John McGraw. GM Scott Pioli showed with the selection of Tyson Jackson last year that he isn't afraid to draft good players that will contribute. This trend fits Berry, and he could be a slam dunk.
Number 6.
Russell Okung, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma State. The Pete Carroll era has begun in Seattle, and it's come under a bit of criticism. One way to rectify that would be to start along the offensive line as Walter Jones is retiring from football. If Seattle could land the top offensive tackle at number 6 in Russell Okung, they should be ecstatic. Okung showed the ability to man the blind side for Oklahoma State the past few seasons. Even with some inconsistent moments, he has shown athleticism, strength, and intangibles the teams look for. This would fit Pete Carroll's line of thinking and give them a great bookend for new quarterback Charlie Whitehurst for years to come.
Number 7.
Jason Pierre-Paul, linebacker out of South Florida. Mike Holmgren has not been afraid to shake up the Cleveland Browns roster this offseason, trying to rebuild the ailing franchise. One of the most important features for a rebuilding team is pass rush, which the Browns may look for after trading away Cameron Wimbley. Question is if they play it safe and going for Derrick Morgan, if they go with the home run and Jason Pierre-Paul. Pierre-Paul is an intriguing prospect who has only 1 year of D1 experience after coming in as a JUCO. He has a high motor, long arms, and extraordinary athleticism. They shine on tape, and they endear him to fans and teams alike. The Browns could use him in their 3-4 defense with huge upside.
Number 8.
Anthony Davis, offensive tackle from Rutgers. Though many have a player like Bruce Campbell mocked to the Raiders, they could opt to go in another way, which has a bit more value. Anthony Davis at Rutgers shows athleticism on the field and fits the mold of measurables that the Raiders look for. Despite having a poor combine and falling down some teams' boards, his tape is hard to deny. Seems like the type of player the Raiders go after, a physical freak who may need some coaching and motivation to succeed in the NFL. Davis has the ideals to be a left tackle in the NFL, nimble feet, good strength, and he uses his hands well. Bryan Bulaga, offensive tackle out of Iowa. Bills struggled mightily last season without consistent QB play, poor offensive line play, and a coaching staff in flux. With Chan Gailey coming in, he'll likely want to fix some of the offensive woes that the team faced and may start with the left tackle position. Bulaga was a mainstay at Iowa where he excelled in pass protection using his feet and fundamentals to halt pass rushers like Derrick Morgan in their tracks this past season. Bills desperately need an upgrade, and Bulaga would give them a sure thing.
Number 10.
Derrick Morgan, defensive end out of Georgia Tech. The Jacksonville Jaguars were the absolute worst pass rushing team in the NFL last year, sacking the QB only 14 times all season. Signing of Aaron Campbell should improve that stat line, but more help may be needed. The team may want to grab a solid D end who can rush the passer as well as being stout against the run. A perfect fit would be Georgia Tech's Derrick Morgan. Morgan had an extremely successful season with 12.5 sacks and 18.5 tackles for loss. He'll bring that versatility to the Jaguars. Be an ideal fit to rotate with Derek Harvey, eventually start opposite Campbell.
Number 11.
Dez Bryant, wide receiver out of Oklahoma State. If the Broncos get rid of Brandon Marshall, they surely will need to bring in a replacement at some point in this draft. Dez Bryant is surely a possibility. Will the Broncos take a chance on another receiver with some attitude issues? McDaniels may see if he can work with Dez starting on day 1. Bryant is the most talented wide receiver to be in the draft since Calvin Johnson, with great athleticism, fluidity, and use of his body. There's some questions looming about his speed and explosiveness, but there's no denying Bryant's physical talents. If the Broncos want to look another way, maybe an inside linebacker like Rolando McClain would be a possibility.
Number 12.
Dan Williams, defensive tackle out of Tennessee. In the Senior Bowl, Tony Sperano got to coach some big-time nose tackles in Tennessee's Dan Williams and Alabama's Terrence Cody. The Dolphins may want to upgrade at that position, and Williams fits the bill as Bill Parcells' type of player. He's a tough player in the trenches who has the ability to get it done in the NFL. Williams completely reinvigorated his stock this year by dominating opposing offensive lines and blocking the middle for opposing runners. On tape, he shows superior ability to take on blockers, find gaps, and make plays. The signing Carlos Dansby, Dolphins are upgrading their defense to a more elite level, and Williams can be a piece of that.
Number 13.
Trent Williams, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. Trent Williams of Oklahoma was a player who came out of this season with plenty of question marks. Is he athletic enough? Can he play left tackle in the NFL? The Combine, Williams seemed to answer these questions and more. They're showing explosiveness, speed, and great footwork on drills. Teams are buying that Williams can move into the left tackle or right tackle spot at the next level. 13, the 49ers will be looking for a right tackle in the future to pair with Joe Staley. Adam Snyder and Marvell Smith didn't live up to expectations, and Trent Williams should be a player that's an excellent addition and a perfect fit in the San Francisco offense.
Number 14.
C.J. Spiller, running back out of Clemson. There's one thing the Seahawks lack, it's an explosive playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. Though the team has filled the running back position with Julius Jones, Justin Forsett, and Quentin Ganther, there may be room for an addition. C.J. Spiller is a clear-cut top runner in this draft with the ability to break away from open field and get away from defenders. Clemson, he was a dynamic return man, and he would definitely bring that to the Seattle Seahawks. With electric players like Chris Johnson and Darren Sproles emerging, C.J. Spiller has the ability to be the next big play threat.
Number 15.
The New York Giants' defense has changed drastically this offseason. Signing Vantrell Rowe brings about a new coverage presence in the secondary, while losing veterans like Fred Robbins and Antonio Pierce have left a few holes to be filled. Giants haven't had an elite linebacker in years, which could lead to the position upgrade this offseason. Perfect fit would be the run-stuffing tank of Rolando McClain. Who doesn't have the versatility to go sideline to sideline, McClain does have some great physical skills. Inconsistent motor and hamstring injury he battled could give some teams pause, and 15 is a nice landing spot in New York.